This is Jackie, and I have Kevin here from Acacia Strain here at technically Philly slash Camden Warp Tour.
Yeah, I didn't realize how very close it is to Philly. It's literally right over the bridge.
Yeah, you can see it from here.
Yeah.
So, Acacia Strain recently released Grave Bloom.
Yes.
What are some people or situations that inspired the songwriting on that?
Oh, well, it's pretty much a culmination of, we're all pretty negative, downer kind of people. And that's represented pretty well on the record. Everything's slow and droney and kind of depressing and dark. The lyrics, I can't really tell you that. Vincent would have to tell you those answers, where all that inspiration came from. But mostly it's just all of our aggression, depression, anxiety, just all that just balled into one thing, and then threw some songs together, and that's how it came out.
I feel like a lot of us were so ready to move on from 2016, and then we got to this.
Yeah.
How can we use music to sort of deal with the things that go awry?
Well, one thing I could say is, see, I'm not one to, I never watch the news or anything like that. I'll just hear about stuff.
You're smart.
I don't want to bother myself with any of that kind of stuff. I'm not going to stress out about what this guy that's our president is doing every day. And actually, I saw a video the other day of him getting off Air Force One and walking. His limo was right there at the bottom of the steps, and he walked away looking around like, where's my car? And then the guy had to come grab him by the shoulder and was like, this way, dipshit. It's over here. But, yeah, I feel like music is a great distraction for anything. If you're sad, listen to music. If you're, in a bad mood, like for me, Grateful Dead. If I'm in a bad mood, put on Grateful Dead, I'm instantly happy. So, yeah, music is the best distraction for anything. And one other piece of advice, just don't watch the news.
I think that's really smart. I think we might all need to heed that advice, no matter what part of the spectrum, which side of the aisle you might lie on. How has Acacia Strain sound evolved since And Life is Very Long to Grave Bloom?
Oh, wow. Okay. So I wasn't part of that record or the one after. So I was on the record The Dead Walk and on. I feel like we've always kept the same, we're always have been the heaviest band kind of thing, But I guess just every record just has a different feel, different things going on in our lives at the time that inspired certain, moods and different swings in the songs and stuff like that. But yeah, I think definitely every record sounds the same, but not at the same time.
You have to evolve.
Yeah.
You're not going to write the same exact album every year.
No, definitely not. And you kind of lose fans that way if you just put out the same thing over and over and over again.
But then you also lose fans if you do something too different. You gotta walk that fine line.
You gotta be real careful. You gotta ease, if you're gonna try to break off into something completely different, you gotta ease into it. You can't just throw out a record that's 10 songs of nothing like what you sound like before. But yeah, so I guess it's just, I feel like it was a pretty natural progression. Plus we had a lot of member changes with the writing styles and stuff, so that also helped with it sounding slightly different each time.
What are some messages you hope fans walk away from with this album or pick up on?
That's a tough one. Well, never be afraid to express how you feel, as far as it's okay to be depressed, it's okay to be upset, it's okay to want to let all your anger out on something, because that just, everybody feels that way. People hide it and pretend like they're always so happy all the time. People portray themselves on the internet to be the happiest, have these perfect lives, but that's not true at all. It's almost never true. Everybody's sad, everybody gets depressed, everybody wants to punch a hole in the wall when they get mad at something. And pretty much, I guess, a good thing you can take from this record is, if you feel a certain way about something, express it. Don't hold back and just let it out. There's no point in holding it in.
I like that message. It's really good. What are some goals that you guys have for the touring cycle for Grave Bloom?
Well, we're on Warped Tour right now. We are trying to figure something out for the fall time. Can't really say what, but hopefully it's going to be really cool and our fans will really enjoy it.
In 2017, the music industry is much different, perhaps, than when you got involved in it.
Oh, yeah.
What does success look like? Is it album sales? Is it concerts, tickets? Is it SoundCloud? Is it Spotify? What is it?
Well, Spotify and streaming is definitely a very big thing now. But mostly the first week record sales is what's going to judge how your record cycle is going to go in the eyes of you know, who's going to be putting tours together and stuff like that. Doing a headlining tour, your attendance on that will also decide stuff. Like, say if we do a headliner and it flops, some other big band's not going to be like, oh, we'll take them for direct support because, you know, our draw wasn't very good or whatever. But luckily for us, we've kind of stayed afloat, luckily. Yeah, record sales, attendance for shows, and streaming, I think is definitely probably the biggest thing right now.
It's really interesting to see how things have evolved over the past even 3 to 5 years.
Oh, yeah. So I remember when Spotify first came out, you know, a few years ago, and I've had it ever since, but just seeing now, like, I mean, money you can finally start getting from it, which it's kind of awful. You get like, it's like a fraction of a penny per song. So it's like 150 plays get you a penny. It's something ridiculous like that. Or it gets you $1 or whatever. But yeah, streaming's definitely the biggest. Probably just streaming and record sales first week are what really decides how your cycle's going to go.
Excellent. So here's some rapid fire questions I'm sort of asking every band to kind of give fans a little bit of interesting insight, but you don't have to give too much detail, so whatever comes to mind. If I weren't a musician, I'd be?
Cook.
My music idol is?
Neil Peart.
The best part or perk of being a musician is?
Being able to travel.
The toughest or most challenging part of being a musician is?
Being able to travel.
Before I was a musician, I had a job as?
Cashier.
If I could collaborate with anyone outside my genre, it would be?
Oh, my God, that's an impossible answer.
Just pick one.
Oh, man. There's too many names going on in my head at the same time. I can't even think of one. It's too hard.
Song I like to be played at my funeral.
That's another one. Probably, I don't know. I probably want to go with something either happy or depressing, but like a joke song at the same time. I'm not sure.
If you're happy and you know it.
That's a good one. Yeah, if you're happy
I like
and you
that.
know it, clap your hands because I'm gone.
I think that achieves both. Song you will never play live.
Boy, anything from In Life is Very Long.
Song that fans either misunderstand or misinterpret the lyrics.
Skynet.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much. Check out more from Acacia Strain. This is Jackie. Thanks to Chorus FM and One Avenue.